Anyways, I think it's time for our team of the season prediction.
Let's go.
Now,
where do we want to start from?
I think we're going to start from the back.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'll name my goalkeeper and defenders, and then you name yours, and then we'll go midfield and attack.
Yep.
So I've got in goal. I've got my Golden Glove winner Ramsdale. Right.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yep.
Now my back four. I don't actually have a left back, which is a bit dumb, but I'll explain my reasoning. So I've got my centre back partnership is Saliba and Stones. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's, you don't really have to say much about them. They're both unreal.
Yeah.
Then I've got at right back. I've got Reece James, but then I've also got left back. I've got Trent, which it's not.
Fuck.
He's not a left back, but
not at all.
I'm just thinking because my other options were, you got Robertson, you got Chilwell, you got Luke Shaw. But I just think both James and Trent, I couldn't pick out of the two of them.
Trent would be fucked on that side, I reckon.
Yeah, it's not exactly, I'm not picking a real lineup, but I'm just picking the best performance. I think both Trent and Reece will have better seasons than any left back in the league. Outside shout though for Henry from Brentford. Is it Rico Henry? I believe his first name is Rico. He's actually unreal. I think that was an outside shout. But how it usually goes with these team of the season picks is it's just from the top 3 or 4 teams. That's
exactly.
That's usually
it's hard to sort of look at these little creepers.
Yeah, and the other option was to give Trent a midfield position in the team, but I couldn't take any of the midfields I have out. So
yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna have to take him out. I'd probably chuck in. I had Luke Shaw there for a while, to be fair, but I'm gonna stick with this. You might say you can't put him in there because he's not a left back, but I'm deal with it.
Suck in, fuck off.
All right, take me through yours.
I'm gonna go my Golden Glove winner, Allison.
Standard, yep.
And left back, I'm gonna go Zinchenko.
Okay.
Stones and Martinez. Not Stones and Saliba,
okay.
which you forgot.
Yep.
I've got Martinez, United centre back. Obviously, Lissandro he was out for a little bit, and he wasn't playing every game last season. And I feel like if he can just have a injury free season, the way he was playing, bro, there was no one going harder at the ball than him last season. There just wasn't. Yeah, I'm sorry, but there just wasn't.
Interesting. And right back?
Right back, I've got Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
So, if as much as he's going to be up in the midfield, I still feel like he can probably slot in there anyway. At the end of the day, he'll be coming back in defensive efforts, and we still haven't seen him playing midfield yet. So,
yep.
It's still all up for, how do I put it? Guessing, I guess.
Yep.
And I've got Trent in right back. Stones is self-explanatory. Zinchenko, I feel like he was injured as well last season. The same applies to Martin as to him. If they can stay injury free, I think they're the best players in their positions.
Yeah, that's the problem for me with Zinchenko is I was tempted to put him in, but the problem is he just gets injured too much. He doesn't play enough for the season. That's really that's all I've got with Zinchenko. Otherwise, if he had a fully fit season, he'd probably be in my team.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough, bro.
But anyways, let's move into the midfield.
So
I reckon
go for it.
You've got 3 players, obviously, 4-3-3. I've got 3. I reckon 2 of ours are the same.
Go for it.
I have got Declan Rice, obviously being my player of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Odegaard, and Enzo Fernandez.
Interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. I think if we get Caicedo, I think we will, that will unlock Enzo to be able to play a little bit more freely, because his defensive side of his game isn't the strongest. So having an actual DM will unlock him to play how he wants to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he will show the top tier.
Absolutely, I agree. I entirely agree.
And then Rice and Odegaard, they're just going to destroy midfields, honestly.
No, yeah, you're right.
Oh, actually, you do yours first, and then we'll talk about some outside shouts, some nominees and stuff.
I've got one in that
Yep.
3. And that's Odegaard.
Oh, okay.
I've got Odegaard.
Yep.
Rodri and Bruno.
Ooh. Okay.
So Rodri is the best holding midfielder in the competition. Like, it just is. I'm sorry.
I had him. I did have him in there, and I took him out for Odegaard.
Look, when I'm doing this, I'm like, it has to be like for like. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm gonna take out Rodri, it's gonna be another holding midfielder.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
I think my midfield would work in a real game. Enzo, Rice, Odegaard.
No, it would.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Bang on it. Absolutely.
And what's your Rodri, Odegaard, Bruno?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So Bruno Fernandes, not Bruno Guimaraes. Sorry.
It would work in a City or Arsenal system.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I agree. Not in a United system.
No.
Fuck no. Like, for some reason, we can't play with 2 CMs that like being invited up there.
Yeah.
We need people that are 2 ways. And look, Bruno and Odegaard. Well, Bruno's more like that than Odegaard.
Yeah.
But then if you had Rodri in there, it'd just be cleaning up whatever Odegaard fucks up.
It was tough to take Rodri out. He's very easily in there for any one of those 3, but I had Rice in my player of the season, so I had to bring him in there. Yeah, and you've got any honourable mentions? I've got a couple. You go.
Go for it.
I've got James Maddison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Madison in there for a bit, man, honestly.
Yeah.
But Odegaard's too short.
Yeah. Also, like we talked about earlier with Palace, Eze.
Wow. Yeah. Absolutely.
But these are all, like we said, it ends up being from the top few teams, so it's hard to put these players in there. Bruno Guimaraes could have very well been in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bruno Fernandes I also had in at first, but just edged out for Enzo and Odegaard.
I'm gonna go with I know I sound like a United bumboy right now, but I'm gonna go with Casemiro as a
not a bad
shout. Because he had it when he played, bro. We were so strong, and when he didn't, we just lost. We looked so flat, and then when he came back, that was the only concerning sign out of Casemiro, and that's why I didn't feature him in this team. It's because when he came back, he looked a bit how you going, but then he got going again. But yeah, what is guaranteed in this midfield that I've created is consistency, man. But apart from, with the exception of Odegaard, I think Bruno and Rodri always bring their best to the pitch, no matter what. I don't care how they play, whether they play poorly, at least they've got their heart in it. Look, Bruno, again, there's maybe a game or 2 a season where he acts like a brat, but apart from that, I think that gets highlighted way too much, in my opinion, with Bruno. I don't think Bruno is as much as a sook as everyone says he is. Yeah, sure, he flails his arms around a little bit, but honestly, I think it's just a Portuguese thing. Fucking Ronaldo, the same thing, bro. They're just like one of these, like always, bro. It must be just like a gesture they do when they're upset. I don't know.
Maybe it means something in their language.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit of encouragement. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I think Bruno gets nowhere near enough credit. And people are trying to say he's overrated, which is just beyond me. Just beyond me, mate.
I would argue he's one of, if not the most important player in your team.
He's, I think, with the exception of...
I'd give it to either Casemiro or Rashford, just because Rashford's scoring the goals.
Yeah.
At some point. At some points, he's the only one that scores the goals.
Yeah, I think you're right. Nah, Bruno's top 2. Yeah, in terms of importance.
Yeah.
In terms of importance.
I'd say those 3 are the top ones. When you were about to say, when you were bringing that up, I was like, you're like one of my boys. Not just because he's one of my boys, but I thought you were about to say Mason Mount, and I was gonna throw a fit.
No, he's not gonna. He's not the best player in this position anyway. It's not even like even out of the top 5 teams, he still may not get starting place there. We've got him because the next best thing we've got is Donny fucking Van der Beek and Christian and aging Christian Eriksen. So it's like we need Mason Mount was available. And I think we can improve. He can improve even more. But like I said, he's not. He's going to start for sure, but he's not at his best yet. No.
Yeah. Alrighty, now we're on to attackers. I went first both the other times, so it's time for you to go first, I reckon. I reckon it's going to be fairly similar. Oh, the striker's going to be similar. The striker's going to be the same.
let me start off. No, it might be similar. Striker's definitely the same.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start out with this. I don't have a forward from either Arsenal or Manchester United. I don't, and I'm gonna tell you why. Arsenal, Manchester United forwards, like I mentioned before with Jesus, it's like if he stays fit, sure, but he's not going to. He's just fucking not going to.
Yeah.
And I don't see anyone taking his place, and in turn, not going to make my team.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, their wingers as well. I think Saka's an awesome winner. Don't get me wrong. Martinelli is unbelievable too. But with the players that I'm going to mention, I'm start off with. I'm going to start off by wingers because everyone knows what the striker is. Actually, I'll start with the striker.
Yeah, start with the striker.
Erling Haaland is my striker. For obvious reasons. Moving on.
Same. Shock. Horror.
Moving on. But wingers wise, I have. Give me a second. I need it. I just look because
I feel like I know
the reason why I have to look and it's really hard for me to bring out is because it's Jack Grealish and Mohamed Salah. That's why it was so hard. I had to justify it. I'm sorry. Like I was gonna say to mention United wingers too. Rashford, I love you, but again, I just feel like on that left side, Grealish is instrumental. He's unbelievable, and there's a reason why he's in that team, and that's the reason why he started in the Champions League finals. The reason why he started FA Cups. The reason why he's just always there. He came on against us at Old Trafford when it was an absolute stalemate. Nothing was happening. He comes on, bang, scores the first 5 minutes. In the 6-yard box, but Erling couldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Grealish rocks up when it matters, and I think with Gundogan coming out of that team now, I understand Gundogan wasn't a winger, I know, but I'm just talking about in terms of where the goals shift now. I think they'll shift more towards him because where Gundogan was playing, ultimately there'll be a different sort of.
Kovacic will be playing there.
He won't be scoring as much, but don't be surprised once Kovacic starts though, because Kovacic, mate, he's like I was mentioning, like I think the last 16, 17 games he played for you guys, which was last season. He had a few assists, only a few. Did he get any goals? He scored.
I'm fairly certain he scored about two, maybe 3 goals in his whole Chelsea career.
But he assisted. Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah. But he assisted quite a few in the time in which he was playing. Yeah. But like you were talking about systems and how players suit sort of certain systems, Kovacic 100% is going to suit this City system, and he's going to be just relaxed around. But we're not talking about Kovacic right now, and we're not talking about Gundogan. I'm talking about Grealish, and Grealish, like I said, the goal's going to start shifting towards him. He's still a great finisher. Again, oh my God, I'm bringing up another goal he scored against us, like for Villa when he ripped, was it Delo or Bissaka? No, it wasn't Bissaka. Couldn't have been Bissaka. Probably Delo. Cuts in and then top right corner, De Gea literally just watches it. So Grealish is just absolutely second to none. I feel like in that position. And then Mohamed Salah, it sort of correlates with where I feel Liverpool's going to finish. Liverpool, when Salah won Golden Boot, was it when he won Golden Boots? They didn't win the league. They win the league that season. No,
he won a couple of them. So
there was one time in which Liverpool finished 5th or something, and Salah was still a cracker that season. Yeah. So I feel like it doesn't matter if Liverpool, like you expect like a top 3, like we're talking about top 3's team player to be in this. He's the exception, Mohamed Salah. And I think, like you said, we've seen the best of him. I think that just like with Van Dijk, he's just dropped back a bit, but just needs that bit of momentum to sort of get going again.
Here's my problem with Salah. I've always said he's a great player and all, but he's slightly a system merchant where he relies on the system a lot. and Liverpool's system is currently changing to account for Trent's role, and maybe the attack can stay somewhat the same, but I'm just predicting Salah to fall off a little bit, and that's why my attack obviously does not have Salah, but it also has Haaland. It also has Grealish on the left wing, who I actually had Rashford there for a while, and then switched him out for Grealish. On the right wing, I have Saka.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just think he's, like you said, they are injury prone, but when I think of the Arsenal team and who across the front line is the least injury prone, it's probably Saka and probably Odegaard.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus will spend a lot of time on the sidelines from injuries. Same with Martinelli here and there, but I just remember Saka and Odegaard being the main ones who would just... They looked absolutely dead, but they'd still just push through. They'd push through. Like, Arteta knew that he could count on those two to just keep going.
Yeah.
And I think, well, this not to do with Saka, but I think Rice will be one of those players as well. And that will push them forward this season. And that's why I've got 5 Arsenal players in my team of the season.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's fair enough, bro. I see what you're saying. I don't know, with the whole Salah thing and Trent and him being a system merchant, I think Trent going into midfield probably helps Salah.
It could do.
Because think about it, in terms of the range of passes, Trent's not just passing down the line now.
It's true.
He's passing inside.
Yeah.
He can supply the overlap on the outside too. So his range of passes has just opened up by like 50%, bro. In my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that if you give Trent, and I'm telling you, this Trent kid, man, we've all seen his passing. We see the lols that him and Robbo used to have. You know, just switch fucking for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Trent is going to be able to emulate that in a midfield role and hit a lot of targets. And I think he might take the cake in terms of progressive passes forward and be one of the best in the comp at doing that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's
it's
why
true.
I've got him in my team.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I've got Trent in my team here as well.
Yeah.
But it's my problem with Liverpool. I still think Salah will be all right. I just don't think he'll be team of the season level.
Okay.
And I think Klopp could, get that system working very well. My problem's more still with their defense and Van Dijk. I'm still not sold on him returning to his peak. But I don't know. We'll see. I could be proved wrong. And I've still got them finishing 5th, so that's not bad at all.
Yeah. That's you're right. I think in terms of what you're saying, it responds well to where you've put him on the league.
And I did say Alisson's the best keeper in the league, so he could have easily been in it as well.